Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you how I make the stickers that I use for my bullet journal using Procreate, my printer, and my Cricut. So here I'm just outlining the white around the stickers that I've made so that Cricut knows where to cut, and then I'm exporting it as a PNG, saving it to my iCloud so that I can retrieve it from my MacBook. And here I'm just plugging in my adapter to my Cricut. You don't have to connect it because it connects by Wi-Fi, but I like to make sure that the connection doesn't get lost halfway through the cut, so I use my adapter for my own peace of mind. Then I'm just going to turn on my printer and open up Cricut Design Space to New Project and upload my PNG. I'll select Complex and then Print Then Cut and add it to the canvas. And then I put it at the 0 and 0 mark on the Y and X axes, and I'm resizing it to 6.75 by 9.25. Then I press Make Now and send it to the printer and change the settings to matte presentation paper. I choose System Dialog so that I can change the type of paper it prints on, and I'm using the Online Labels sticker paper, so it's clear matte for inkjet. So then I'm just putting the sticker paper on my Cricut mat. Just making sure that the setting is set to custom, and then through Cricut Design Space I set it to washi tape and change the default pressure to more. So as you can see, for May, I chose to do this deep berry burgundy color and some flowers for spring. For the title page, I wanted something simple, so I just went with the calendar and a flower in the title, and I decided to put my moon calendar on the following page. For the last few months journaling, I've really loved using lots of trackers and lots of things going on in my journal. But for May, I decided to keep it nice and simple because I felt a little bit overwhelmed last month. I found myself spending an hour a day at least journaling, sometimes more than that, which I love to do, but I don't do that every day, and so I'm not going to force myself to. So for May, I needed spreads that were kind of flexible and something that I actually like to fill in just to help me gravitate towards my journal more. I definitely kept the calendar for May because I love to write down one positive thing a day or something that made me feel good that day, and that's just something I've always loved about using my journal. I don't know when I've had a setup without this spread because it's very vital for me and my healthy mindset. I also love having a visual of seeing the calendar of the month and filling in the day like I'm checking off a box. It really helps my mind keep track of time because when I don't do this, I'm like, wait, it's May? I can't even believe that a month has gone by already. And then I have my monthly overview spread, which has been working well for me, so I decided to keep it the same this month. I have what I want to focus on this month, my intention, so how I want to feel, a monthly to-do list, a to-not-do list, a to-buy list, and then some goal setting on the other page, so things I want to do at least once a month, things that I want to do at least once a week, and then things that I'm going to try to do every day. And on the left hand side, I have things that I'm going to do in the morning, and the right hand side, I have things that I'm going to do at night. So for this spread, I was going to put my one line a day here because I wanted to take it out of my weekly spread so that I had some more room for other things. And then I thought, why not have my one line a day be a daily affirmation? So I decided to make it an affirmation spread where I'll write down one affirmation every morning, along with some things I'm grateful for on the right-hand page. I've been in and out of keeping a gratitude journal for a couple of years now. Sometimes it helps me and sometimes it really doesn't. And when it's not helping me, I just know that I need to take a break. But since I haven't done it in a while, I thought it would go perfectly alongside my affirmation page. So then I have my health tracker, and I wanted to make it a lot more simple this month, so I'm just tracking how I feel in 4 different categories. So spiritually, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And then I'm also going to keep track of my self-care here so that at the end of the month I can see if there's any patterns, like if I did my self-care, did I feel better emotionally, and just so I can keep track of it that way. And then beside that, I have my daily self-care tracker, which I use to fill in one way I can take care of myself based on what I need that day. So I've separated it into 3 columns. I'll write down something in the morning, and then I'll revisit it at nighttime, and then also fill in how I can take care of myself the next day in the 3rd column. And then I have my intention and reflection spread. So with this one, it's kind of like filling the first side of the page in the morning and then reflecting on it at nighttime. So in the morning, I'll set an intention of how I want to feel that day. And then at nighttime, I'll reflect on it and write down where in the day I felt that way. So the first half of the page answers I want to feel, and the second page answers I felt whatever the feeling was when blank. So moving on to my highlight spread, I decided to completely omit my lowlights for this month because while it does help me to write down one thing I like to improve on, sometimes mentally I just need a break from it. So I'm just keeping the highlights, but I'm kind of tweaking it a bit. Usually for my highlights, I'm writing down something that I did well that day, but for this highlight spread, I'm writing down one thing that I'm proud of myself for that day, so kind of along the same lines, but this time, again, I'm separating it into 3 columns. So I'll answer the first column in the morning, how can I make myself proud today, and then reflect on it at night, and then I'll ask myself, how can I make myself proud tomorrow? If you like this type of journaling exercise, I actually have one of these journals with this exercise in my shop, so I'll leave that in the description below, along with other journals that I'll be using the exercises in this bullet journal setup. And then on the right hand side, I have my guidance tracker. And in this one, I'm going to be responding to the question, what do you need help with today? Or how can the universe support you today? And then at nighttime, I'll reflect and write down one way the universe helped me or supported me that day. And then I have my weekly setup, which I'm trying something different here. I wanted to use the Dutch door for my weeks and have sort of a monthly spread all around it. I just wanted to fine-tune this spread so that I wasn't spending so long journaling every day. I wanted this journal to just cover the basics of a planner so that it only takes me a couple minutes to fill out my daily every morning, and then I'll reflect on the lower part of my day at night, and just so that I can have an overview of what I'm really focusing on this month. I've never been the kind of person who can just use one journal at a time. I always have more than one journal going, and so I have actually about, I think, 6 on the go right now, which I'm going to film another video for explaining how I use each journal, so definitely hit the follow button so that you don't miss out on that one. So I wanted to show you guys a flip through after I added some things and filled some of it in. My cover page felt a little bland, so I printed out this picture on photo paper and taped it on the page beside it. I feel like it gives it a romantic vibe. I also like how it covers the back page so that I can't see through the page to last month. So this is a great way to divide it up. I filled in the first day on the calendar. I added a flower and space for notes and events that are coming up this month. I also filled in the phases of the moon. I filled in my monthly overview a little, and I set up my goals page. I left my to-do list a little blank so I can add to it throughout the month. I added a flower here and here. I filled in some of my trackers for today. As you can see, I've used my trackers here. And then I finished up my weekly spread off camera. So this is an example of how I would set up my day. I would fill in the bottom at nighttime. I just haven't yet. I'm going to put a quote here. I'll have another monthly task list because it usually takes me a few days to finish most of my tasks. I do have a section for habits here. I went to my weekly and I broke down how many times per week I wanted to do a certain habit. And then I put that many boxes, so that's how many times I'll need to do it this month. And I'm only going to be focusing on these few habits. So walking, meditating, yoga, working out, and doing some sort of art or creative play that isn't for my business after work during the week as a way to de-stress. I put the days of the week up here, and I'm only doing Monday to Friday because I know I don't journal on the weekends in this way. And I also put a spot for a short weekly review and a bit of goal setting for the upcoming week on the side here. I only included 3 weeks because I want to see about taking a week off of journaling and focusing more on writing at the end of the month so that I can reflect more. So I'm still journaling, but doing it in a more introspective way to reset and clear my mind before I goal set and do it all again. And then on the right side, I made a spot for notes, added a quote, and I have a reading tracker for the month with the books that I'm currently reading on audiobook and how far I still have to go for each. And again, that's all for the entire month. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe to see more journal videos, and thanks for watching.